Money. It's the thing everybody wants, but nobody really needs, right? I mean, everyone's life can be better with a little bit of money, but you don't really need it. I mean, people chase it around so much. I mean, I've seen people people take jobs like hitman. Like you kill people for money. You think you need it, but the money I'm talking about, right? Obviously, you need money to survive. Like this poor guy over here, he's got no money, he's got no food. I drew him happy because I'm gonna talk about it later. But for now, he's like he's got a little bit of money, enough to make a living, right? Enough to survive. I'm talking about like this guy, like money that this much that you don't know what to spend it in. You have such a surplus that you're gonna, I don't want to say waste it, but you're gonna use it on things that you don't need. Like, you might want to take a money bath. I mean, this is just a comically like stupid way to use money, like a cliche way of doing it. But I'm sure someone's probably done it. Elon Musk has probably done this a couple times, and we all want something like this so much that like you would think it's a need. So has money really become, has this lifestyle become a need in our society today? Let's see. This person is constantly chasing this lifestyle. So does that mean without the dream of this lifestyle, I'm not gonna cross it off because it's too good of a drawing, obviously. Without a dream of this lifestyle, what would he have to live for? I mean, I'm sure he could find some substitute. So if he could find a substitute in a world where money doesn't exist, should money have such a value, such the value that it has? I mean, people live their whole lives in pursuit of money, and that's not even like a question thing. Like, that's such a common thing to say, like rappers saying like they're making money from rags to riches, whatever it is. It's such a respected thing to sacrifice your life for money that you have to like sit back and really think about it. I mean, is it really worth chasing your whole life for some money? Is this the lifestyle that you want? This guy's like, all these rich people are probably thinking about sitting there. What if they had no money? Or when they had no money? I've heard, I don't think he really care if I say his name or not, but I'm gonna say it. Joshua Hamilton, some rich dude. He was saying that he was happier in the pursuit of money than the attaining of it. And I was thinking, like, how can that make sense? Like, you got what you wanted, so shouldn't that make you like happy? I mean, most of us wouldn't know that feeling though, because most of us don't have. Well, I'm hoping you have some big goal to attain, whether it's monetary or whatever it is, but you don't know what's gonna happen after that goal. Like, if your goal is to buy like a big nice car, I'm not even gonna. You know what, yeah, I am drawing this. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's give it some wheels. This is a Ferrari right here. This is beautiful. It's a new model. It just came out actually. Your dream, he now has eyes on this, right? And he wins the lottery, right? So a bunch of money just comes down and it's his now. So he buys this car, and now what does he want? Is he gonna chase a nicer and nicer car? I know there's nothing nicer than this, but is he gonna look for some nicer alternative to what he has now? I mean, is that gonna be fulfilling? I don't know. I don't see how it would be. Like, if you already have, I'll put it something like grades. If you already have an A, that's actually not as good because there's a limit on grades. You can only get so high. Something that you would want. Let's say like a physique, right? If this guy had like a super nice physique, and you always hear about bodybuilders having body dysmorphia. It's the weirdest thing because you have such a nice physique. So how can you not love it? I mean, you got what you wanted, but now your goal just keeps on getting farther and farther away from you because you have to have some goal to live for, right? And I just don't believe that money should be that goal, because the idea of money, to have such a large value of money, is just like it's like primitive. It's like a primitive fulfillment to these desires, and it's not something that's gonna like really be viable in the long term. If you have this goal is to get rich, what does rich mean? $1 million, 2 million? I mean, when does it stop? When does it start? Are you gonna be happy when you get this? Will you be satisfied? Sure, probably momentarily, and then you'll go back to thinking about what it was like when you didn't have money. I am taking one person's quote and kind of putting it on every person, but let's say like you have rich people trying to do crazy things like Elon Musk. I don't know if it was Elon Musk, but some rich dude going to the Mars, or those rich guys who went in the submarine to go look at the Titanic. Like no poor person would ever even think of doing something like that. Like what kind of goals do you need? That's not even a goal. I'm gonna say it is a goal because it's something that they want, and like what kind of wants do you have to make for yourself? Like how much money do you need to have something that crazy? Think, oh yeah, I need that for entertainment. Can't just watch like Netflix. Like this poor guy here actually can't even afford Netflix. He's probably on some illegal website pirating stuff. Yeah, look at him. He looks like a pirating guy. I'm gonna draw him a pirate hat. It's good enough. Oh, that looks really bad. It's okay. He doesn't have enough money to afford a good one. He's gonna be sad now because he's got no money. I'm gonna put him next to an even sadder guy because this guy's got no clothes at all. He's just skin and bones. And he's got his mouth open looking like, oh my god, look at this guy's hat. I know it's not a pirate hat, but that's so cool. I wish I had that hat. He's hatless. He's only got one hair. Poor guy. Literally. But back to what I was saying, off that little related tangent there, I guess. The idea of chasing money as like a goal seems stupid. I guess I probably could title this differently. Do you need it? It's probably like a stupid term, but you get the idea if you watch this video. I think you should find something else, not to live your life for, but maybe to chase instead of money. Something that is fulfilling repeatedly, maybe. The first thing that comes to my mind, and maybe your mind too, hopefully, is relationships. Just before I start explaining this, I want you, when you're watching these videos, I want you to be thinking about what I'm going to say next, just so you're engaging yourself in the video. I purposely make these kind of boring so that you don't, like, you're training your brain not to go scrolling away if you are having that problem, and if you're not, great. I mean, I'm glad you're not, but the idea of a relationship is that it's going to fulfill you, your social and emotional needs for however long. But then you also have people that go out and cheat because their one relationship wasn't filling their social and emotional needs. But I suppose that's a small portion of relationships. You see so many people, like old people, happy together, happy on the outside at least. So that could be something you could chase. It is a bit cliche, but I do want to challenge you guys to find something else instead. Or you can live ultimate bliss and ignore any goal. You could just say, yeah, I don't really have a goal. I just want to make money and see what happens along the way. I respect that completely. I think that is a really good way to do it. You don't have to worry about thinking like, what am I doing this for? What am I working for? You can just work. I envy people like that. Not envious in a negative term, because the word envy is a common misconception. It just means you want that. It doesn't actually mean like jealousy is different. You want it so bad that you wouldn't want them to have it. But envy, like I want you to have it, but me to have it too. You know, well, we gotta share. Yeah, so I don't think I'm probably gonna wrap this up here soon. But overall, what I want to say is that money is a primitive form of fulfillment in your life, and it can't be a real, well, it can be a real goal for a short term, but once you're already rich enough, like once you're too this point, then that's a really bad arrow. Oh my God. Once you're to this point, then you can start thinking about stuff like this and start investing into relationships instead. Instead of doing day trading, whatever you're doing, you can do, or instead of exercising, you get 5 sets of talking to people. Try that out. And hopefully you can live for multiple goals at once. The idea of having one dream goal, like, I know in school you might have been taught this, the idea of a SMART goal. I'm gonna write this down in case anybody hasn't heard of this. What this is, it's a specific, measurable, this is attainable. I'm not gonna write attainable because like the same thing. This is realistic, and this is time. It just means you have to do it within a certain time. So the SMART goal is supposed to be some big overarching idea that encompasses every objective that you want to have, right? But I think you should go about having many SMART goals in your life, like multiple like objectives, like small checkpoints, right? If you have one, this is a race right here. This is your finish line, and this is you. You're running through this race, this is like a 16-mile race. You're not gonna want to run the whole thing. But what if you have checkpoint, half a mile, half a mile, half a mile, half a mile, and every time you have these checkpoints, you're gonna like be revitalized and want to keep going. And you can keep on having this, and you don't even worry about this finish line. You could keep going forever. If you have these small checkpoints along this long path, which is going to be your life, 16 miles, it's going to be life. There we go. We're going to change this time frame. If you repeatedly make these small goals, maybe building off of each other, to make it, I'm going to make this money orientated just because it's an easy thing to compare to. If your goal is to make $100,000, like I said, by the end of 2025, let's go big here, let's go big. And we want to have this, I'm going to say it's realistic for this because you can do it, I believe in you. And you want that, that's going to be your first little milestone here. And then by 6 months in, I want 200K, and then 300, and then 400. And after about 500, I'm sure you're not going to really be caring about money so much. So then you can switch it to a different goal. You can change it. You can have one of these goals, like these little sub goals. That is light. You could have this be like a relationship. Maybe you made one new friend. This is like a good friend, not just someone you make small talk with, someone you can actually have conversations with. And that will be your goal for this time frame. And if you don't complete it, maybe try to get 2 next time, or one even better one. And if you have these little small goals along the way, and you slowly have, like, you get your dopamine this way from slowly achieving your goals that you set for yourself, you're probably gonna get farther than somebody who has this, like, oh, I wanna make $1 million, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. You're probably gonna go farther than that guy sitting there day trading, playing with himself. I mean, good luck. You might make it if you do hard, if you work hard enough, but you're not gonna. I mean, if you're, I don't know if you watched the last video I posted, but if you're one of those some big brain guy, big brain, super smart guy, then you're gonna eventually lead yourself into these questions. But if you're someone who's ignorant, ignorant in a neutral connotation. If you're someone who's ignorant, then just keep on making money. You don't burden yourself with thoughts. I don't want to say you don't need them, because you don't want to have them. It's not that good to be smart. Not saying that I am smart to those who might get offended by it, but not an egotistical way to say it. There's no way to say it. It might not sound egotistical, but I'm probably smarter than your average person. In a cliche version of smart, like academic thought, like full thoughts wise. I'm probably smarter than your average guy, but maybe I'm just not using it to my advantage. Maybe you're not either. But it's leading both of us down this rabbit hole of want and need and desire. Looking for an ultimate conclusion, this is probably not going to come. So finding fulfillment in these smaller goals is overall getting better. So to wrap this up, money, do you need it? Yes and no. That's all. I'm getting two answers. I want you to think about why it could be yes and no. I kind of already gave you the answer to yes, but why it could be no. I want you to think of something else that's more relatable to you. I gave a super vague example, just money in relationships, but maybe yours is like eating good. You want to eat like 6 eggs today. That's your goal. You want to make them. And I wish you best of luck in accomplishing these small goals and hopefully having a good life with check mark. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.